Jennifer, thank you. One of the stories that's been making headlines since last night, specifically here in Cincinnati, is Cincinnati's reaction to Ferguson, the protests and the demonstrations that were last night. Chief Jeffrey Blackwell joining us now. We're going to get his reaction. First, your overall impression last night of how the city reacted to the Ferguson decision, the demonstrations last night, and how your police force did.
I thought we did really well. I think we were very prepared. We had really good intelligence, and we have the best police officers in the United States. So they executed a plan very well. And
there was preparation for this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I want to show a clip, and I thought it was wonderful and very interesting to see. This is actually an interaction between one of your officers and an individual that tried to get onto I-75 last night, and it was interesting to see. He was firm yet fair. What is your overall reaction to this clip as we play it here? So this is the interaction on the highway there, and you could see your officers had to make some arrests because people were breaking the law at this point. But at one point, as the protest entered, there was an interaction between the officer who was very, very firm in his handling with the protester. That individual was not arrested, as it appeared from our video, correct?
Correct. And I think the key is that we wanted to be firm, but we wanted to be fair as well.
But I thought it was a real honest interaction.
It was, and we wanted to give everyone warning after warning until the situation kind of digressed and they put themselves in harm's way on the freeway. That's a very volatile, very unsafe situation. So we had to take action at that point. But even at that point, we were warning them to please exit the freeway.
Take me through what's going through your mind. The demonstration and walking down the street from the courthouse, and all of a sudden you see this thing, at least a portion of it, go to the highway itself. What are you thinking at this point?
Well, we strategically had people in the crowd, and we knew kind of what was being planned. So we went ahead of the protests, and we actually were able to stop traffic prior to. That didn't make the situation any less potentially unsafe. But we were there, we were prepared, and we had a good group of police officers on this detail last night.
What are your thoughts on what happened in Ferguson 2 nights ago?
Not unexpected. As a major city police chief, I get with the other police chiefs throughout the United States very often. We have talked about this over and over for the past 120 days or so. Certainly St. Louis County and St. Louis, the city of St. Louis, were expecting the worst, and they got it. So we were just fortunate, and we are glad that Cincinnati didn't have a sympathetic reflex to Ferguson, because we are not Ferguson.
What do you take away from that?
Well, the first thing I take away is what affects us anywhere affects us everywhere. So any perceived police misconduct, I have never talked about the officer, nor will I, and what he did or did not do. But the lack of transparency, the lack of forthrightness with the administration in St. Louis and in Ferguson was bad.
So many times you've been part of this with national media campaigns as well as talking right here on Night on Your Side. Cincinnati has seen this issue before, has been through this before. Where do we go as a society? Where do we go as a country from here?
I think we go where Cincinnati is now, and that is you have an open, transparent, engaged police agency. You have to build a relationship. You can't wait until you have tense situations and try to develop trust in those moments. It's just too late.
Did you see the interview on ABC News with Officer Darren Wilson?
No, I did not.
It'd be interesting to get your take on that. So obviously I can't ask you questions about that if you haven't seen it. Chief, we appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in, and job well done last night. The city is safe as a result.
I appreciate it.
All right, Chief Jeffrey Blackwell join us. We'll have one final look at the forecast when we come back during the noon hour here. Thank you.
Catch live